Hi, welcome to Above Deck, a below deck breakdown podcast. I'm Sarah Goldman, a photographer and former marine biologist living in Charleston, South Carolina. With me is my college roommate and co-host, Kelly.
I'm Kelly Busby, former radio host and current volleyball mom, coming to you from my home studio in Columbus, Ohio. Together, we hosted the Socks with Sandals radio show on WFAL in Bowling Green, Ohio. And we are back again this week to discuss Below Deck and our love of all things Bravo. Today, we'll be discussing Below Deck Med Season 9, Episode 5, Between a Dock and a Heart Place.
Here's your recap. Bri hooks up with Joe, leading to friction between her and Ellie. Bri sleeps in the boys' cabin to avoid Ellie after that. Aesha goes to the hospital for stitches, and new reality star guests arrive for charter number 3. Kelly, did you like this episode?
This episode had everything.
Okay, Stefan.
No, I thought it was good. There's a little bit of drama, a little bit of excitement, a little bit of new reality TV show people.
Yeah, I like
who
it.
love us.
Trishelle. Okay, so Alex is going to be really excited since he likes Trishelle. So it begins. We're at the club. Things are heating up between Bri and Joe.
Just a little bit, I would say.
Yeah, it was hot in there.
Smidge.
So everybody heads back to the boat. Then it's jacuzzi time, and Ellie decides she's just going to go to bed. Doesn't want anything to happen, wants to get her sleep. And I think Bri sees an opportunity here.
Well, yeah. Look, if I were in that situation, I probably wouldn't leave his side. But that's just me.
So meanwhile, Gail is kind of having a text fight with her boyfriend.
I'm not liking the text he sends her. So I'm setting up my alarm for the red flag guy because it was just horrible the whole episode.
Yeah, for sure. So Aesha, Joe, Bri, Nathan, and Ian are in the jacuzzi, and there's a lot of discussion about toenails and baby toenails, and Bri and Joe are just in their own world. That stare between the two of them seemed like it went on for like 10 minutes.
What was that? I mean, it was kind of like at first I'm like, oh, that's cute. And then it kept going. I'm like, okay, this is getting a little cringy. But I did want to call a hand check.
Yeah. Like on the band bus?
Yes, I was going to say hand check, seat 23.
So Aesha, took her cue to head out at that point.
Yeah.
And so at this point, it's just the two of them left in the hot tub. And Nathan and Gail sneak up the stairs to see what's going on in there. And Nathan keeps saying, we're just noseying, just noseying.
That cracked me up. They are way too much fun.
Yeah, this was really cute. So they spy Bri and Joe kissing. Her top comes off.
How does that happen?
Well, she just took it off. Then they head to bed separately.
Which was kind of surprising, right?
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean,
it took them going to bed.
Yeah, it's different. It's new for this show because even Gail and Nathan have gone. So I don't know. It's kind of neat.
I think it was smart. You don't want to right off the bat hook up with someone. We've seen that go south way too many times.
Yeah, makes for a long season.
Okay, the next day, Bri tells Ellie that she hooked up with Joe, and Ellie is annoyed, rightly, because in the van the night before, she made it very clear to everyone, including Bri, that she was interested in Joe. And she says, it was a bit sneaky.
So my question is, and for Bri, this is for you, why would you tell her that first thing in the morning? Everybody is hungover and grumpy and hangry and super tired. I mean, there's just no way that it was going to end well.
Yeah, agreed. So Sandy hears back from Norma, and Norma's got a chef who can be there in 2 days. It's great.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Everyone gets to cleaning and turning the boat around.
And so Joe's in the crew mess, and Ellie walks in, and he says, good morning. And she says, yeah. Major cold shoulder.
Yeah, I get it. Okay, the preference sheet meeting. We have Brittany, a former fashion model / stay-at-home mom from Tampa, and her BFF is Trishelle from The Real World / The Challenge, and more recently, The Traitors.
Oh gosh, yep. Okay,
so
that's
I did pause the TV on Trishelle's preference sheet,
Yeah.
And she says she hates bread like over and over again on the preference sheet. And I'm sorry, I can't trust anyone that hates bread that much.
The world would be such a happier place if people would just eat the bread.
Yeah.
Unless it makes you sick, then don't. But those who can should.
So there are a lot of food restrictions listed for one of the guests. And at the end, she says, well, I pretty much eat anything.
Wait, what?
Oh, Jono, this is going to be a rough one for you, my friend.
I need to go back and watch this part a couple times because
Yeah.
I swore I missed something because she was just so specific about what she would and would not eat.
Yeah.
And then she says she does eat pretty much anything. I was just so confused.
Yeah. So they want an ancient Greek vow renewal ceremony by Captain Sandy, followed
Cute.
by a runway show by the crew, and the guests are going to judge it. And
Okay.
so Captain Sandy says she has 2 rules for this charter, number 3.
Okay.
No chicken and no guests floating away from the boat. Not a lot to
I
ask.
think those are 2 very fair rules.
Yeah. So Gail talks to Aesha about her fight with her boyfriend, and I'm so glad she has Aesha as a roommate, someone to talk
Yeah.
to. Bri asks Ellie if they're okay, and she says not 100%. And they
Oh
have a little
gosh.
chat, and Ellie says she broke girl code, and that on top of all of that, like Ellie has helped her so much with
Yeah.
work. And yeah, where did you fall on this?
I don't know. I mean, I'm torn because in the laundry, like Ellie's statements were completely conflicting. So in the laundry room,
Yeah,
before they went out, I don't like anybody. I
could care
she
less.
she couldn't care less, doesn't care about it. And then in the van on the way back, she was abundantly clear were
Yeah,
her words that she liked him,
yeah.
but everybody had been drinking. I
Yeah, it's
don't
not the
know.
best time to like lay some
No.
ground rules. The laundry room would have been a good time to say, look, I like him.
Yeah.
This is the thing. I am team Ellie on this. Bri knew that Ellie liked him. Everybody knew that Ellie liked him. And
Yeah.
it's sneaky. It is kind of like she was a snake in the grass. She took her
Yeah.
opportunity. I think we've all probably known a girl like this that you maybe don't want to leave your boyfriend alone with. Or
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
I have seen many a situation like this, and I would never, like, if let's say you and I are in college together and you told me you had a crush on somebody,
Yeah.
that is horrible if I would like
Yeah.
try to hook up with that person or try to pursue them. That's
Yeah.
unforgivable in my book.
Oh, I mean,
Even
absolutely.
if
That would have
nothing
been,
has happened between you yet. Like,
yeah,
no, there's enough
just
fish in
that
the sea.
closeness. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. It's
not
just
cool.
weird.
Yeah. Okay, so Bri goes to Joe's room upset, saying she's ruined her friendship with Ellie. And Joe says, oh, so she's like interested?
Yikes.
um,
He can't
he,
read the room, can he?
no, read the room. So he does understand the situation, though, because he knows that this could ruin the whole dynamic on board, like for everybody.
Yeah. I just can't get over that he didn't know.
I know, come on.
Yeah.
So Bri decides to sleep in the crew mess this night, and Joe ends up making her a little beddy on the floor of his and Nathan's room.
I thought this was super cute and
Mhm.
thoughtful. However, I'm not really sure how they're going to be able to maneuver in that room
No,
with
how are they
her
going to get
laying
up
on
to
the
go to the
floor.
bathroom in the middle of
Yeah.
the night? So
Don't mind me. I'm
crazy.
just going to step on your face to get to the
Yeah.
bathroom.
The next day, Aesha comes to show Sandy her thumb, which remember she cut it on that martini glass last charter,
Right.
and seems to be infected. And there's like a piece of glass maybe still in there.
Yeah.
And so Sandy sends Aesha to the hospital, and this is a little worrisome because the guests are coming in 3 hours.
But before she leaves, Aesha delegates out the responsibilities and previously had told Bri to clean out and clear out the laundry.
Yeah.
So this is when the fun really begins, in my opinion, for this episode.
Yes. So provisions arrive, and Ellie and Bri are having conflict about where to put stuff. And Ellie asks Bri to sort through a box of citrus, and she tells her, no, that's not a priority for me right now. And Ellie is then venting to Jono, but then Bri is also venting to Jono.
Yeah.
Oh
And
boy.
and Ellie and Captain Sandy both hear her venting to Jono.
Yes, exactly. So, Sandy hears everything. She's everywhere. And so she does, go and talk to Bri about it, and Bri starts crying, and she says that, she'll have a talk to Aesha about it, and Sandy tells her, she's always there if she needs to talk.
I know everyone is tired and hungover, but I guess I didn't understand why it was a big deal with Bree telling Joe where to put the alcohol when it came on board.
I know. I mean, Ellie is obviously touchy because of what just happened.
Right, right, right,
So,
right.
I mean, she was picking a fight too. I mean, it
Yeah.
wasn't just Bri. So Aisha's back. She's back before the guests get there. She got stitches, and then she has to wear this bandage on her thumb for like 2 days, and she
Nice.
can't get it wet or feed it after midnight.
She was so excited to get her stitches. They were her first stitches. She was so excited.
Yeah.
Love it.
So Bri talks to Aisha about her conflict with Ellie, and Aisha offers to talk to Ellie, but Bri says, she'll try to do it. This is probably a bad idea.
I was surprised when she said she wanted to talk to Ellie about it because Bree seems very like a very sensitive soul,
Mm-hmm.
and I worry that Ellie will crush her.
Yeah, I think so. So Bri says she thinks Ellie is on a power trip, and Ellie accuses Bri of playing the victim, so this is not going well. And Ellie talks to Aisha about the Bri issue, and I'm already bored with this situation, by the way.
No, I know.
Aisha tells Ellie they will have to address it after the charter, like guests are arriving, like we just
Yeah,
can't deal with this right now.
yeah,
And she's trying very hard to remain neutral.
yeah. She, I just love how far Aisha has come in the
Mm-hmm.
last like couple years that we've seen her. But so Ellie is following her around like a lost puppy, like a little
Yeah.
kid, like making sure that Aisha hears her side of the story while Aisha's
Mm-hmm.
trying to get the champagne ready for the guests because they're coming.
Yeah.
It was a mess.
Yeah. So the guests arrive, and charter guest Marcia seems like a real hoot. I like her look.
I want to be friends with her, like
So,
hardcore.
what's with all the dog barking with the deck team? We saw this last season on OG too, and they also do it on Summer House. They're like, ooh, ooh, ooh.
Okay, so to be honest, I wasn't sure if this was on the TV or if it was my own dogs because both were happening at the same time.
Oh, okay.
And so when I was reading this, I'm like, I didn't hear any dogs barking.
That's just the noise of your household.
That's just the noise of the beehive. So it
Yeah.
is what it is.
I don't know. It's kind of, I don't know. It just seems kind
It's
of
a
dumb
bro
to me.
thing. I think
Yeah,
it's a bro
whatever. We get it. Your dudes.
fraternity thing.
Yeah. So Marsha and Brittany show Aisha their model walks. This is cute.
Cute.
Lunchtime, sushi. Looks good. Guests very happy.
Yay!
Joe releases the anchor, and he's having some trouble with the brake, kind of getting it to release. And he thinks the anchor's on the bottom, but this isn't possible because they're in 40 meters of water and there's only one shackle that's gone out, and one shackle equals 27 feet. And I'm just wondering, why isn't Ian there supervising if Joe can't do this? Joe, whenever he's up there, he seems to have some issues. So I think he needs some more training.
Seriously, about Ian's location. Where was he? Was he like doing pull-ups
They
in the
kept
laws
showing
or
him
what?
just like talking to Nathan back on the stern or something. I don't know. Gail's trying to help as best she can, but this
Yeah.
is this is not good.
Now, and Joe is second, like he's the lead deckhand, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yikes.
Yeah.
So after water sports, it's time for the vow renewal, and we learn that Marcia has had cancer several times, and she's a survivor. And time she and her husband go do something fun, they do a little vow renewal. I thought
I
this
think
was
that's
cute.
sweet.
Sandy performs a ceremony, and Marcia and Dan, aka Dan or Dean, Dean,
Aim. Yeah.
Dean, um, aka Big Daddy, they like make out.
Yeah, they did. This is the ninth time they've renewed their vows. Like, how neat is that?
That's cool. I mean, usually when we see vow renewals like on the Housewives, it's the kiss of death for your marriage.
Right.
But this is it's working out for them.
Yeah.
So dinner time, we have steak and lobster tail, and most people like it. The primary says hers is dry.
Uh-oh. This isn't good. Everyone
Yeah.
else seemed to be members of the Clean Plate Club, though.
Yeah. And I think Trishelle said hers was, what did she say? Oh, she said it was
Medium. This
rare.
is medium. This is medium. She was
Medium
I
plus.
thought she was happy with it.
Yeah.
Medium plus.
Okay. So dessert looks like an improvement over the chocolate monstrosities that we've been seeing. And
They
they
looked
like,
amazing.
yeah, they like it. So tonight is the fashion show, and the crew puts on wigs and these crazy outfits. And Ellie, she loves to dress up. So she's taking forever down in her cabin, and so long that she pretty much misses the fashion show. And Aesha keeps like warning her, like calling her on the radio. She's
Yeah.
like, be there in a minute, be there in a minute. And Aisha's super annoyed. All she did was like throw a wig on her head, like this is crazy. And so when
Right.
she finally comes up, she almost falls, like when she's walking the runway, and
Yeah.
she almost becomes fashion roadkill.
Ellie took this way too seriously.
Yeah.
Like the rest of the crew was wearing wigs from last season, which have
Hmm.
definitely seen better days, and
Yeah.
other random stuff. I think Aisha was wearing a tutu for like a top,
Yeah.
over their uniforms. But she had to go out and get one of her costumes that hasn't seen the light of day yet on this season. So
Right.
I just find it funny that she's not listening to her boss.
Right.
Really doesn't like it when Bri isn't listening to her. So how is this?
Yep. Good point. Good point.
Yeah.
So Bri asks if she can sleep on Nathan and Joe's floor yet again.
Uh,
This is annoying. I'm sure they were annoyed. I was thinking, girl, read the room. They don't want someone on their floor.
yeah, it's not good. And Nathan goes and talks to Aesha about it.
Oh, yeah, you're right. So the next day, Bri talks to Ellie and apologizes for her behavior. And
Okay.
she seems to hope that Ellie is maybe angry that she's sleeping on the floor of Joe's room. Did you kind of get that vibe?
Yeah. And I think Bri believes Ellie thinks something else is going on in that room besides her
Yeah.
sleeping on the floor and being a part of the fixtures.
Boys Club.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Bri tells Ellie she feels belittled by her, and girl, this is not going to smooth things over.
And then Ellie says, "You are not going to tell me I am belittling you." Wait, what?
Ugh, let's
Uh,
please not drag this out all season. I'm over it.
yeah.
That's where the episode ends.
Thank goodness. All right. It's time for our favorite segment that we are calling Acting Like Aesha, where we attempt to say an Aesha quote like the Kiwi Queen herself. Okay, Sarah. Is it my turn to go first?
Yeah,
I
you go
think
first.
so.
So they must be why they call him Big Dane.
You
Wow,
want me to
that
play it
must
again?
be why they call him Big Dane.
Nice. Yes.
Okay, let me play one for you.
It has to go and take 50 billion years to get ready. And LA has to go and take 50 billion years to get ready.
Okay. Ellie has to go and take 50 billion years to get ready. That was horrible.
It's so hard to do her accent.
It is. It is. But
50 billion.
billion years, you have to like bend in half when you're saying it too. So,
Yeah, totally. It's time for Hot Tub Convo, where we discuss what's happening with our favorite Below Deck cast members.
Gael and Bri were on Watch What Happens Live last week, and they both looked incredible. Andy asked Bri how she felt about Ellie's sultry Instagram page, and she said she doesn't know. She's blocked.
Oh, dear.
Okay, here we
Guess
go.
we know they're not going to be BFFs after this season.
Right. And then Andy brought out three shirtless seamen. They came out with solo cups strapped to their waist, and then they played a game called Beer Dong.
Beer dong.
I had to think that went through for a second. Oh, fun. I
Yeah, it
love
was
Andy.
cute. I think they had a good time. So, Kelly, what have you been watching this summer? Are you still watching Outer Banks?
Yes, so I think I'm like halfway through the first season. It's a marathon for me, but I'm getting there. I'm getting there. So I
Who's
like
your
it.
favorite character so far?
I mean, I really like John B.
John B. Yeah.
You know, all the boys are fun. I love the girl who plays Kira.
Kira. Yeah.
Yeah. I like the girl they
Or
call
is
the
it
princess.
Kira?
Kira. I think they call her Key, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. I like all the characters. I really do not like the boyfriend of the princess.
Oh yeah, for
Um,
sure.
but you know, when you guys were telling me, you and Mallory were telling me about it, and I'm like, well, what's it like? And you said Goonies, and I got that right away.
Yeah.
But it's also very like Outsiders kind
Yeah,
of West
totally.
Side Story with the Pogues and the
Mm-hmm.
other ones. I forget the other ones already. As you can tell,
Yeah.
I'm like watching it consistently.
Yeah. Well, keep watching and then we'll have to do an update. It'd be so fun if we could have my friend Cullen Moss come on and talk to
Yes.
us.
Oh my
Totally
gosh.
unrelated to Below Deck, but that would be so fun. He plays
That's
Sheriff
still
Shoot
amazing.
on the show. Okay, so what I have been watching is season 6 of Real Housewives of New Jersey. So I think I
Okay.
told you I stopped watching Jersey when the Manzos were off the show
Oh
because
yeah,
they were
yeah,
my favorite.
yeah,
And I feel like I'm missing out. So I'm like, I'm going to go back, start with season 6 and go through however many seasons we're in, probably 12 or something now.
yeah,
Um, I just have to say, it's truly one of the best housewife shows. It seems, even if it's not, it seems so real, like the
yeah,
family stuff
yeah,
and the kids stuff is so funny. Melania is such a nightmare, Teresa's daughter. Just, it is so funny. And I just miss people just hanging around in their kitchens and it's
yeah.
just, it's so real compared to like OC, Beverly Hills, even New
Right,
York.
right.
It just has, I'm glad to be back. And I hope it is still like that now. I don't know. But so far, season 6 is still good. And Teresa and Melissa are like friends in
Yeah,
season 6.
yeah,
And I'm excited to see the like fallout. Like, when is that going to switch and
yeah,
what happens? Because I don't really know. So,
yeah. So it's so different now. But I was thinking about how New Jersey is different than all the other franchises for
yeah.
the reason of that it's very family centric, which makes
Mm-hmm.
sense. But the husbands are part of the show.
Big
And so
time.
it's not just the real housewives, it's the husbands too. And I think that's
Yeah.
huge. And I think now like Gia, who is one of Teresa's daughters, she's
Yeah.
a
The
part,
oldest.
like kind of part of the show, but not
Mm-hmm.
really part of the show.
Okay.
Um, I don't know. Like, I don't know if you saw clips from what happened last week
Maybe. I don't
with
know.
I don't know who the one cast member is, but with
Jennifer
Jennifer Aiden.
Aiden. You sent me something. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not good.
Mm. Yeah, we got to catch up. The other thing I love about season 6 and the earlier seasons is Kathy and Rosie are on there. I love
Oh,
Rosie. She's like the best kind of friend of, she's
yes.
cousin.
What
I just,
happened to Rosie? I
I
loved
don't
her.
know. Yeah, I suspect once Kathy's not, on the show, then Rosie's not. But I love
It's true.
how anytime they do a guys' night, they'll like invite Rosie. I like, I just love her. So excited. Anyway, that's what I'm watching.
Love it. So we got a message from Chase this week, Sarah. So he and
Yes.
Alex are together on his boat right now. And here's what they sent us.
And we are about to sail offshore from Virgin Gorda, British Virgin Islands. BVI has been awesome. We're about to sail through the night over to St. Martin, new place, awesome place from what everyone tells me, and start turning around and heading south to Grenada. So life is good. They're only with us for a few more days, and then I'm gonna be solo on the boat for a while. Me and Charlie, me and Chuckle. And shout out to Above Deck Podcast. We just listen to y'all's podcast, ladies, and we love you. Thanks for shouting us out. So you guys like Below Deck, you should listen to Above Deck Podcast. But also, just a boy, top of your 4 years. That's good, you know?
Did he yeet at the end? Was
He
that a
did,
yeet?
kind of like Culver.
Yeet.
Yee. That was so cute. That was very sweet. Thank you. Thank you, Chase and Alex. Thanks for listening. And Chase's girlfriend.
So it's time for our segment, Join Me in the Wheelhouse, where we decide who needs to see Captain Sandy for a stern talking to. So, Miss Sarah, who do you choose this week?
I'm choosing Bri this week for not being a girl's girl and being sneaky.
All right.
That's
Bri, come on up here.
That's it for this week's episode of Above Deck. Thank you to our team at Hurrdat Media, especially our awesome producer, Grace. Please subscribe on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you listen to podcasts. Don't forget to tell a friend, and please rate and review us 5 stars only.
Please follow us on Instagram at Above Deck Pod, and you can email us at abovedeckpod@gmail.com. You can also watch our episodes on the Hurrdat Media YouTube channel. Until next time, I'm Kelli Busby.
And I'm Sarah Goldman. We'll see you next time.